Welcome to grammar school. We correct your life, not your words. Karen screaming at the sidewalk, drunks doing zigzags on the curb. Never bring a date to a roadside debate. Not cool to drive straight through a parade. No sex, no smoke on that card zoom fool. Jesus fell, bounced back, now he's watching you. Grady Judd coming up to Florida, man. Tinder date sees it all. Grammar school, we put you back.
And it's hot.
Choices on the big screen.
Took it. Check out my new hat. Thanks, Leslie. Stuart Raid. Stuart, bring them all over. Hello. You guys, I've been working on a story, like an actual story. I've been trying to figure it out, some stuff. How the F do people own 7-Elevens when they show up to the United States with like $500? And I think I have the answer. I might put it in the video mode, but I might talk it out later. What's going on, Susie? Let's see. A couple new ones, a couple new whatever screen names. A couple new screen. Ooh, that's new. 19, Marley Mum. Key Scott Allen. What's going on, dude? What is going on, everybody? Okay, we got 24 people in here. I'm thinking about doing a little bit of court today just to play. I told you about this. Hey, legal fiction. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do something. I know it's legal fiction's dinner time. I'm gonna send out a couple invites and see who shows up. I'm gonna send out a couple invites. Let's see. Bear with me. In the meantime, watch this video and tell me how the frick does this biker fall down? You'll know what I mean.
Shit! Holy shit! Oh!
Right there. Okay, watch this biker fall down. Nobody hits him, I think.
The video is now locked.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's 200.
Well, boys, I fucking sent her a little too fucking hard, bud.
How the shit does that happen? I've got an AI video where cars. Oh, because he came off the freaking car carrier. What an idiot. Okay, how did the biker fall down? That's really the only thing I care about on this whole video.
The video is now locked.
All right, whatever. I'm sending out a couple invites to some streamers. Streaming as well. I have to leave a little bit early today. I've got to go look at a house. Let's see. Hold on. Gotta do one more. Where's the legend? Cool. How you guys doing? Sorry, I was distracted. I meant to start a little bit earlier. But I really don't know what I want to freaking play today. And I've got this court video. And you guys, okay, so do you guys, you know what? Let me think about it a little bit more. Oh, by the way, Copcam Max, not cool. They gave me a copyright strike. My first real strike. There's different kind of copyright hits, but they give me copyright freaking strike. and I don't get the opportunity to dispute it, and I can't just delete the freaking video. They want me to delete the whole stream. I have to tell you guys that I always wanted to be cremated. But the music video of the coffin dance and maybe this one has me kind of changing my mind. Yeah, I probably have to. I just wasn't paying attention and I like the video. So F Cop Cam Max. Fuck him. Yeah, he's shirtless at some old lady's funeral. Here, I'm gonna throw in a classic here real quick. Yeah, dude. Grandma was probably awesome. Eastbound and down.
Everything's gone. Just everything's gone. Yeah, everything's gone. Even my lighter and my deodorant. I was having so much fun with them. Best night ever.
Best night ever. I wonder how the house burned down. That's messed up. We're going to hell. Bring a locksmith to a SWAT raid.
Hello, sir. I'm the locksmith. I'm here for the eviction. He locked the door and said he won't come out. Then what? Now we're getting the big boys to force remove him? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Here's how it goes. We have two locks there. So the first one is drilling, might take a little bit longer.
Okay.
Once I'll drill the deadbolt, then I'll get it open. Then the bottom one, it's a second.
Let's go. Let's go. So you stay right behind me.
Okay. All right, we're in the deadbolt.
Yep.
Hold on.
You got it. Stomach.
Come show yourself. You announce yourself. Step away. Step away.
Terramation?
We're not going.
Oh, shit, now I gotta look that up.
Sir, I need you to step out the house. Keep coming. Get out the house.
Oh man, he's a threat. He's a threat. Oh man, I don't like to burn all the shorts earlier. Have you guys ever seen these gas station videos? These are creeping up to one of my new favorite categories.
Hello, how you doing?
Must be nice working in the fucking air, fucking bitch.
Why you mad?
Hello.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, you don't mind if I pay you a little bit of change, do you?
No, that's fine.
All right, well, check this out. All right, let me get that on pump two.
What?
No. Man, let me get that on.
Hey, how are you? It's hot outside today, ain't it?
How much is the fucking chips?
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So you're saying I could be a tree?
$1.99.
$1.99 for that? Why is it so expensive?
Because this is a convenience store.
Well, you can conveniently kiss my ass. What the fuck are you looking at?
Hey, how you doing?
Can you shut the fuck up?
Damn.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Come on, son. I don't even like peanuts.
My daddy said he wants a butternut.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Doing good.
All right.
$1.95.
All right.
You can insert it there. Right there.
Excuse me, y'all. I just ran out of gas and I ain't got no money.
Well, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Is that it?
Copenhagen.
Is that it?
Lighter.
Is that it?
Is that it? That it? Give me a damn minute.
It's declining it.
It's declining. What the fuck?
It's declining
I
it.
got money in my account. What the? Let me try it again.
Okay.
Oh, hell, this is the wrong damn card.
Hey, how are you? You like these? I really don't like them.
I really don't give a fuck what you like. How much are they?
It's completely declining it.
What? No, man. I get paid tomorrow. You just got me till then?
Yeah, I got you.
I can't.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm not talking to you.
Yo, those
I love
gas
those.
station, those are great. Welcome to Stewart. I sent out some invites, and
And
I
I took
included
you up on it.
Yep. I sent one to Marky Mark, and I sent one to Iggy freaking Stardust. So
Yeah, both of them
Chuck-
were they were there for the first half of my stream. Then they went kind of
Yeah.
quiet. That usually means they were lurking.
Yeah, I was trying to find some new videos, and yeah, man, I found a bunch on Cupth Max.
They're a great channel. I think I maybe like 2 years ago when they first got started, I sent a couple to Biggin. And then after that, every channel was playing Cupth Max. And then they started doing this, and like, all right, well, fine, forget it.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I don't think they understand fair use. I think that's the big problem. They think people are just stealing the videos.
No, and their videos aren't really transformative either, but man, whatever. There's plenty of videos to go around, and I'm sure somebody else will FOIA the same stuff, and then I bet you if I FOIA the same video, they'd probably copyright hit me. That'd be fun. What is CCM? Oh, Cupth Max.
Oh, Cupth Max. Yeah. Cupth Max with the little doggy.
Do you remember the story I did about the body parts in Castilla County, Colorado? All the sheriffs got fired.
Not ringing a bell yet.
All right, let me see if I can give you guys a quick little reference. I'm thinking about playing a court case, and now that I've said it 3 times, I kind of have to do it.
Yeah.
Castilla County sheriff's fired. I did the video on the sheriffs getting fired, and then Law Nerds Unite did a video that kind of parallels something a little bit weird on this. Okay, you know what? Let's see. I think I have a press conference. Never mind. Okay, so I'll just read off the story to you guys, and then I'll pull off. So we're in a very political world right now, and I'm not going political.
Oh, yeah.
In southern border of Colorado, there was a DA that ran on a platform heavy on accountability, heavy on punishment. And she started off hot, right? There was a sheriff's department that was just corrupt and shitty. She went in there and she cleaned house. It all started with somebody finding the skeleton remains of somebody.
Right.
And yeah. So they took these skeletal remains to be identified, but for some reason the freaking head was missing. Then later they found out that the sheriff put the freaking head on his desk in a paper bag with some
what?
Yeah. And then it went missing. And so that sheriff and his son, which was a deputy sheriff, and then a former member of that department. This is a tiny population, right? Large geographically, but tiny population. I think they only had like 5 sheriffs, and I think 4 of them got fired. So they were pulling in sheriffs, or they're pulling in officers from different parts of the state to try to cover this area while this was going on, right? And the DA gets. Why is it like that? Let me fix this. All right, that's way better. Yep.
Now I'm extra big. I have to sit back.
That Peyton Manning look. No.
With my fresh haircut too.
Yep. I got a haircut too. You just can't see it because it's under my ninja hat. So she comes and cleans house. She gets a big win. She gets a big boost. She's, all of her constituents are like, yeah, she's freaking awesome. But then I see this freaking case pop up. Nancy, damn it. So we're gonna do this. And Zach gives me permission to play his video, so I'm going to do exactly that.
Inclined to accept this plea agreement, and I can make a detailed record as to why. Over the course of the last 3 days, I've read 33 filed victim impact statements. The plea agreement for an infraction does not seem reasonable, no matter the age or the situation of the defendant.
Mr. Dieters filed a Rule 11 plea agreement in the case, and that's what we would like to address today.
All right. Do you want, Ms. Waithofer, you can have a seat there. I can start. I'm not inclined to accept this plea agreement, and I can make a detailed record as to why, if you.
I'll tell you what the plea agreement is real quick, but I forgot I got to capitalize on the hat for the sake of.
Yes.
You'll see.
I want to be ninja.
I still think that's AI.
I would like to make a detailed record as to why the court should support it.
Certainly.
You think the ninja is AI?
I think it is.
Oh,
the sound is too good.
There's a whole. Oh, the voice could be, yeah, but there's a whole freaking movie on it. It's awful. So don't watch it. Yeah, there's an I Want to Be Ninja movie with that girl.
You can't, but I'm not accepting this offer. And I'll tell you, I've handled cases on that side, and I understand mitigation, aggravation, but I am not accepting this plea agreement for an infraction. So I'm going to start here and explain for detailed reasons as to why. Over the course of the last 3 days, I've read 33 filed victim impact statements. And I'll just start by saying, I want everyone involved to understand that I read every single thing that's filed, and I have reviewed these. I reviewed about half Monday, and then frankly had to take a break and go home. The plea offer that was filed suggests that I should accept an infraction. The counts in this case, there's 3 counts. Count 1 is careless driving causing serious bodily injury to Isai Aguirre. Count 2 alleges careless driving causing.
Hey, John, wave at me if you're ready. The hat says, I want to be ninja. What's up, dude?
Hey, John.
How you doing, brother? Or brothers?
John Landy, aka Iggy Stardust. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How about yourselves?
Good.
I'm doing good. It's nice to have my hands in my lap now. I don't have to worry about pressing any buttons or following the chat. I can just read it.
Oh, man. Leslie's going to drive Lynn nuts because I got to do it.
I want to be ninja. I want to chop, 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 chow down. Take chow down to Chinatown.
Serious bodily.
Thank you so much for the super chat. It means I'll probably have to give Lynn the last. Just stop. Okay, so here's what's going on. There's a charge of reckless driving involving death, and the prosecution has agreed to plea this down to $100 infraction fine. Okay, and then we'll go from there.
Injury to RF, a child. Count 3 alleges careless driving causing death.
And I got to mention Law Nerds Unite again real quick for this
channel.
Video. Yeah, go check out Law Nerds Unite.
Death to Ms. Haley Aguirre. So the counts allege death and 2 serious bodily injuries. The plea agreement for an infraction does not seem reasonable, no matter the age or the situation of the defendant. And I do not know much about the facts of this case. This is an infraction, or this is a misdemeanor summons and complaint. But reading victim impact statements, I have deduced or figured out kind of what's going on. And a lot of the victim impact statements even recognize the mitigation for Ms. Wadehofer. But a lot of the victim impact statements also recognize the aggravation of what an infraction really is. An infraction puts it on the court to impose a maximum possible penalty of a $100 fine. The question I have for Mr. Bacchus, who's counsel on behalf of Mr. Aguirre, the alleged victim, is there a true benefit or value to the court accepting this plea that I may be missing?
No, Your Honor. There is no value in accepting an infraction under these circumstances. In fact, as I told the district attorney, the elected district attorney herself, in more than 30 years doing this, I have never seen a district attorney's office offer an infraction under the facts and circumstances in a situation like this. This is the most outrageous offer that I have ever witnessed. And there's no basis.
Okay, quick break. Okay, so Kyle Bacchus from Bacchus and Schenker. So I'm sure you guys have. Do you guys have billboards in your state of personal injury attorneys, and you typically see the same ones over and over? So there's like two or three in Colorado, and Bacchus and Schenker is one of them. And if you get in an accident, you're gonna go to one of these places, and you're going to work with a lawyer that typically works like down here. You know what I mean? You usually don't get the boss, right? You don't get the owners. You get the new guy. So another thing, so Bacchus is representing the victims. So he's not representing the defense. So he's not really on the defense side, and he's not he's not on the prosecution side either. So this is kind of strange to me so far. What do you think?
Well, to be fair, the low man on the totem pole is likely trying to prove themselves.
Right.
So they might work a lot harder towards their client, or the firm's client, I should say.
Yeah, and if he's speaking on behalf of the victims, yeah, they'll let him speak, but he doesn't really have any say as far as whether or not they take the plea.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just strange. So you got the top of one of the top personal injury law firms in the state of Colorado, and then you got this $100 plea deal that involves what I think you said 36 victims impact statements.
Basis for it at all, really. We're at a loss.
Okay, so the things that the court can address and cannot address with an infraction are as follows. An infraction allows for no restitution to be ordered. A conviction for an infraction is not a conviction for restitution purpose.
All right, here's the main reason I want to play this. And I realize I invited you guys in a kind of a more serious one. The lady that just jumped in, Ann Kelly, this is your tough on crime DA who wanted to clean house, who's making this $100 offer. She only has one defense to make this to justify her $100 infraction. But so now not only do you have one of the top personal injury attorneys, but you have the DA for the whole freaking district here. Not, an assistant DA or a general prosecutor. You have the freaking DA working on this case too.
Well, if there are 36 victims, this is a big time case.
36 impact statements. I think there's 3 victims, but I think there's one.
Oh,
I think 2 injuries and a death. Yeah.
By the way, Kramer, just real quick, thank you for inviting me in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. I feel like it's time. So John and I are real close to 1,000 subs, and we're gonna do some crazy when that happens. So, show us,
yeah, we are.
Show us some love so we can get there. I mean, Stuart's probably gonna beat us both, but
yeah, well, I was gonna say I gotta catch you guys.
We gotta have a big party.
Well, it started out fast, and then now it's been slow.
And then
I actually have to earn the subs.
Yeah. And then we could do one of these parties.
I want
Oh,
to be
I'd be
ninja.
down for it.
I want to be ninja.
But hey, look, I'm very happy for both of you. I really am.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done what I could to try to promote you guys.
Well, and I saw both of you, you know, it started out, I just saw you guys in chat, I think on Collins. That's where I mainly saw each one of you. And then all of a sudden one day, each one of you announced, oh, I'm starting a channel. Oh, cool. All right. Let me check it out. And then watching you guys grow. And over the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, I'm like, yeah, that looks like so much fun. I want to start that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I always, I mean, I've run across channels that do different genres of content, but they're also very open to promoting other channels. And, you know, I've tried to promote myself in them, and that way it'll lead people to my channel where I can promote you guys. And, you know, and it's just like been a big circle all the way around.
Yeah, and it's funny how I just started out like with Biggin and Colin, and then slowly started meeting other channels. And I met Shane. He came into Biggin's chat a couple times, and I was like, Shane's Dumb Criminal. Who is that? That was like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I went over and started watching him. I was like, wow, how did I not know that he's been around for a while? And then through Colin, I met Katie Zed and you guys. And
yeah, and I mean, I'll be honest, when I first created this channel, it was mostly to store off-site versions of personal videos. I didn't actually start doing original content until about a year and a half ago or so. And it's just like taken off since then. And I've been talked into reviving a reaction channel now that I got a much better computer now. To start doing
what you do,
different content.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Beverly, for the 4 months. You're freaking awesome. I really appreciate it. Leslie, so much. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. By the way, that prompted the last clicking of the ninja video. Leslie, I thought I told you about that. The ninja anti-ninja video. Here, let me throw one in there for Lynn real quick, and for Java.
I love that guy.
That one.
Yeah, I love that one too. Awesome. I mean, you know, I mean, each of us do. It might be a lot of similar content, but we all do it in our own different way, and we support each other, and that to me is the beauty of it.
Yeah. Well, I keep changing my mind, but you know, as long as it's like I'll keep changing my mind on what I want to do, but I'll figure it out one day. I still have the automatics with the entitlements and the soft sits, but I started doing shorts lately. Those are fun. Real quick, Leslie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Did you chop in? Yes, I did get the hot sauce. Now, before I try it, do you want me to just thank you for it or give you honest feedback about it?
Both.
Okay.
I think she wants to
I'm
see
asking
you
Leslie.
Try it.
Oh, I mean, I'll try it. I gotta open it and then I gotta try. I'm a hot sauce connoisseur, but I'm not really picky, but I will give you an honest answer if it's really good or if it's not really good. Just let me know. Oh shit, there's a court case.
I deduced from reading the.
I don't have a ton of content, so I think this was a great filler with you guys. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me.
Oh yeah,
these victims' impact statements. There's definitely a restitution issue here. For example, referring to Ms. Vanessa Carrillo's statement, Ms. Aguirre's mother, she discusses overall the financial impact, but she cites specific restitution issues with regard to her grandson's broken leg and the fact that that required multiple surgeries. She also cited specifically, but they have gotten the child into counseling. Those are both specific examples of restitution. And that's a purpose that the court needs to address. And it just simply cannot be addressed through an infraction. An infraction also, as I said, allows the court to do nothing but impose a $100 fine. There's no imposition of public service. There's no probationary period. There's no opportunity for the court to order restorative justice or mediation. And that's another reason I am rejecting this plea. Again, I do not have affidavits. I do not have facts, but I'm deducing what happened in this case. No public service hours. Public service hours are a way to honor and respect the victim in the case. Ms. Aguirre's cousin, Ms. Romero-Ricks, Ms. Sales, another cousin, kind of touched on this in terms of giving the court a picture of who this person that is no longer present.
Okay, so I know legal fiction. You watch a lot of court. How is the DA going to defend this plea? What? And how could she defend this offer for $100 fine? In my mind, there's only one way to do it. And John, you're also welcome to answer that if you want to.
I don't think she can, to be honest, but I'll let legal fiction talk.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody lost their life, I don't know the circumstances of like what exactly happened, but you got to have some kind of serious charge. If 3 people were just seriously injured, I've seen some really lame plea deals for that. But if somebody loses their life, come on, somebody's got to go to jail.
Yeah, I agree. And to me, the only thing that she could possibly say to justify her position is to say that she can't prove the elements of the crime that they're trying to charge the person with. That's her only defense. But there could also be a lesser crime in the same category from what I looked up. Just a quick plug for my wife's cups. Parson got his Parson Shield cup.
Very nice. Very nice.
Go check it out. She'll make if you guys want a design, she'll make it for you. So, yeah, Parson Shield. Parson got his freaking shield. I talked about that yesterday, Parson, but then I deleted it because I wasn't supposed to let it out yet.
Java Puppy just brought up a good point. Java Puppy just brought up a good point, is that the defendant may not be competent. That's about the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, well, but if they're not competent, then they'll hold them until they become competent. Well, I guess it depends on the severity of the crime. In this case, I would say it's pretty severe, but I don't really know. Typically they will hold them, or they'll put them in some sort of limbo until they can be labeled as competent. I don't know.
What the court should consider about trying to at least craft an acknowledgement of that life and that loss of life. Ms. Savannah Camacho and Ms. Soraya Camacho also. These are younger ladies. One is a senior in high school. And these are very articulate young ladies who talked about wanting the court to consider not necessarily punishment or retribution or even jail, but consider what it means to accept a plea agreement and what kind of sentence should be imposed. I checked in with counsel for the victim, and I just don't see the benefit here to the court taking an infraction. Of these 33 victim impact statements filed, 32 of them were big picture, trying to explain the impact, the effect, explain who Ms. Aguirre was to them. And she was an important person to her family, her friends, her coworkers. I can't recall receiving this many statements and the breadth and depth of these statements. There was one outlier, and I state this on the record, and this is from Ms. Maribel Mendoza. Ms. Mendoza is processing through this. She is angry. which is a natural reaction. This is an unnatural.
They never say how old the driver was that caused the accident, but based on the way they talk about it, you could probably assume she's elderly. They bring that point up a few times.
Okay, that does kind of make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah. And I was looking it up too, that reckless driving involving death is a class 3 or 4 felony in Colorado. The next one down would be careless driving resulting in death, which is a class 1 misdemeanor. So there's a huge difference between the two.
And I'm guessing she's right next to the Law Nerds Unite logo at the bench there. You can't see her face really, but
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how elderly she is, yeah, that could make a difference.
For a child to predecease a parent, it's just unnatural. But I understand that anger. What it resonates with me is, though, I have to look at similarly situated defendants and similarly situated cases. And I have had a case sentence, please turn your phone off. Someone has passed away, and we're going to give that the respect it deserves. Thank you, sir. You should have. Yes, sir. You're sitting there. You're not a party to the case. I know you're a supportive person, but this is an important proceeding. And let's try to give it the dignity it deserves. That's something that these letters reflect over and over about what it means to take responsibility, what it means to have a system that recognizes what's happened. So please, thank you for turning the phone off. But that's how Ms. Mendoza explained it. And so for me, what I'm thinking of is, I'm thinking just back to a recent case, also a tragedy, a single count of careless driving resulting in death, a young man who the case involved similar mitigation, similar aggravation. That young man pled to a single count of careless driving resulting in death. I ordered a pre-sentence investigation. I imposed a probationary sentence. I did not impose jail, but there was a process for the court to consider similar mitigation and aggravation factors present. So for those reasons, specifically, and that last point, not only in Ms. Mendoza, but Mr. Aguirre's second statement, which was one of the last ones I read, it was this morning, number 32 in my chart. The court should consider an outcome that would have that recognizes the reality of this loss and still very likely receiving no jail time. A traffic infraction is just not appropriate. And frankly, that's well stated. And that's why the court's rejecting the traffic infraction plea agreement.
Judge, I think that the court makes incredibly good points with respect to the impact on the community that this incident has caused and the impact on the people that loved the victims. I certainly take that into consideration.
And remember, the reason I'm playing this is to kind of focus on the hypocrisy of District Attorney Ann Kelly. So let's see how she does here.
You know, I will tell you that.
One quick second. About 16 years ago, my grandmother was in a minor fender bender, but she was in her early 90s, and I had seen the signs that she should not be driving, and I said something to her, but it was that minor fender bender that made me tell her, we can do this one of two ways. And I would prefer you just give up your keys and your license. I mean, obviously she had to carry her license with her because, you know, identification purposes. But I said, look, I'm going to give you 24 hours to think about it. I said, but I'm asking you to not make me make the decision for you. I'm trying to give you the dignity of making the decision for yourself. And it was less than 12 hours later when she handed me the keys and said, okay.
Yeah. mean, a lot goes out the door. I mean, I'm in my 40s and my vision's already slipping, and I know you guys are older than me, so
yeah,
things get worse as you get older.
Yeah, I mean, myself, I can't drive at night in bad weather. So
I can't
but
drive
I
at
know
night in
that.
good weather.
Well, I can drive at night and you know when it's a clear night, but I only drive locally during that time. But if it's raining, nope, not a chance. I'm not risking it.
Yeah. To answer, I think it was it Kimby. I think it was Kimby. There was 3 or 4 victims, 1 death and 2 or 3 injuries. To answer your question, let me ask you guys a question: how old do you need to be to rent a car?
In Georgia, 25.
Okay, let me. And when I ask that question, I'm considering like the big rental car companies that everybody knows, like Hertz, Enterprise, National Alamo, Avis Budget. So because they're universal. So it's not 25, actually, it's 21. And but the difference between 21 and 25 is a fee. Now you could actually rent a car if you're under the age of 21, if it's a insurance replacement vehicle and you're over the age of 18 and you have full coverage. The only reason I know this is because I worked in the industry for a while. Okay, so and it also limits the type of car that you get if you're between 21 and 25. So essentially, you can go and get a full-size car smaller at the age of 25, and you pay like a fee, $25 a day, $15 a day, $10 a day. What most people don't know is there's another fee at the higher end where
That's what I thought you were asking was the maximum age.
Yep.
Initially.
Yeah. So yeah, and kind of there's no maximum age, but it kind of works the same way. And then this number is different for different rental car companies, but for mostly, I think it's either 70 or 80. I want to say 80, where they start charging that fee again because there's an increase in liability. But most people don't know that, so I wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, and like I said, when you initially asked that question, I thought you were asking like the maximum age that a person could rent a car.
Yeah, just gotta have a driver license. Oh man, my dad. I was driving with my dad one day, and he was driving 35 miles an hour through a Safeway parking lot, and I thought we were going to take out everybody. And then later we get on the highway, and he's driving 35 miles an hour. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I drive the same way at Safeway parking lot as I do on the highway, 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
My dad actually does that, but he lives on it's kind of a sleepy island where most of the roads it's 25, but he'll go like 15, and he goes 15 everywhere, and their car's backed up behind us. And Dad, you're getting too old. He'll be 85 this year, but there are no signs that that his mind's slipping. He's in no rush. And it just drives me nuts. I'm like, come on, move, let's go.
I mean, back in the 70s, we called that a Sunday driver.
Yeah. Every day is Sunday for my dad.
Yeah, and Kimby, that's why I mentioned the bigger car companies. There's a lot of new smaller companies, rideshare companies, and car share companies that have different options for younger people. But that's why I meant it. Or that's the way I meant it with the larger ones.
Mr. Barnott has spent many, many hours going through the evidence in this case, talking to the troopers. And I have spent much time with him, specifically related to whether or not the people would be able to proceed in proving beyond a reasonable doubt the elements that were necessary in a careless causing death case. I would note that the people do not believe they have a likelihood of success at trial on the careless causing death. Certainly the mitigation on the effect is really important for the court to consider, but we don't get there unless we can prove the charge, Judge. We've spoken.
So then why make the charge? Why don't dismiss the charge if you can't prove the charge? So if I'm the defendant, I'm hearing if I'm hearing the DA say we can't prove the charge, then I don't even want the $100 fine. I'm just gonna plead not guilty and take it to trial.
It's a good point.
Yeah,
but then
especially
again,
if
I
they're
guess
saying,
you could do the lesser charge.
well, and if they're saying outright, we don't think we can prove the case, and then they say, well, fine, take me to trial then. If you can't prove your case, it's in the bag.
Yeah, and I think that's their only defense if she wants to keep this like tough on crime DA stance, but I still don't think this helps.
With the trooper in this case, and he also agrees with our assessment that it would be very difficult for a jury to find that the defendant in this case drove carelessly when there was simply no information to suggest that there was any pre-warning or information that would have led this defendant to have made a different choice rather than to drive. There was simply no way for this defendant, in my opinion, based on the information that I have, to have prevented a physical reaction to her body that led her to do the thing that happened. But again, that in no way takes away from the incredibly devastating damage that has been caused by this incident. But Judge, in my
Kyle Backus looks like he's got to poop. Just saying.
Prosecutorial discretion, I do not believe that we can prove a careless causing death case, and that's something that I've discussed with Mr. Backus. Mr. Backus and I disagree on that. I believe that Mr. Backus obviously has his civil case that he's filed, and a lot of the responsibility and accountability that Mr. Backus is seeking, we simply can't seek in criminal court. And so in order to mitigate, and again, Mr. Barnett and I have gone back and forth with how do we resolve this case in a way that reflects that the car went into the other lane, and understanding the fact that I do not believe a jury would have found that this met the requirements of careless driving. How do we mitigate that? Judge, the only other option for us is to dismiss the case because, again, ethically, I do not believe that we can prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt.
And Ms. Kelly, that's the prosecutorial discretion. But this is, in my opinion, this is almost more confusing to the family for me to accept an infraction which does not allow for any restitution, no public service, no probation, no restorative justice. And so I understand, as a district court judge I appeared in front of, told my colleague one time, if you want to be the district attorney, you be the district attorney. If you want to be a judge, you be a judge. If you want to be an attorney, you be an attorney. I understand that, but I am not accepting an infraction. What you're raising, Ms. Kelly, is factual questions that I do not have access to. As I made very clear, I know almost nothing about this case other than the charges. I am deducing facts because I read 33 victim impact statements. But frankly, Ms. Wadehofer pleading to an infraction is just not an agreement that I'm going to take.
I understand that, Judge. And if I could have a moment, the challenge here is that the parties that have reached this agreement are the parties that have knowledge of the facts and the parties that have knowledge of the circumstances. And so I think what I'm here to just suggest is that because we have spent so much time with these facts, and because we have spent so much time in the question of whether or not we can prove the case, I'm asking that the court trust the negotiations and the discussions between the parties who are familiar with the actual facts that would be presented to a jury. And in the alternative, Judge, unfortunately here, is a dismissal of the case. And I'm not sure that the victims would feel any better with that resolution. And so there's the challenge. And I just want the court to be aware that
Ms. Kelly, I'm aware of it. This is not my child. Believe me, I know, but I'm not going to make the district attorneys. If I accept this agreement, it does nothing. I've thought.
Okay, real quick. I just got a phone call that I've been waiting for a week.
Yeah.
Biopsy number 1 of 2, no cancer. So that's freaking awesome. I've been stressed like crazy. Yeah.
You got one more?
Yeah, one more biopsy to do, but I feel a little bit
Fingers
better.
crossed.
I feel a lot better.
Yeah,
than I
best
did
wishes
like
for
not
you
too
on
long
that.
ago. Yeah, that's good timing, right on the chat.
I mean, Grammar, you probably know this already, but I lost my first wife to cancer, so I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, and I've had cancer before. I've been cancer free for like a year and a half, and I've been getting sick a lot. So we thought that cancer might be back. Again, I still have one more biopsy to do, but yeah, the first one was the one I was the most scared of. So, whew.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I will ask my wife to put you in her prayers because she's the praying one of the pair of us.
Thank you. All right,
Welcome,
let's go back to it so I don't have to sit on it too much longer.
Just one quick thing, real fast. I understand that the woman that unalived somebody and injured multiple others. I understand that she's like way up there in age, but I also have to wonder where, if any, family she has might be that could assist her with getting around. I mean, at least my grandmother had me and my wife to haul her around when she needed hauling around. And if it's a case of, well, she has no other way aside from like Uber and whatnot, which at her age, she may not be able to afford. And no, I'm not justifying anything. I'm simply attempting to figure this out myself. If maybe, there could be extenuating circumstances and especially ones that she herself can't even see.
And the district attorney said something interesting. She was like, well, the defendant had no way to stop the physical reaction that caused this. And I'm like, now I want to know what is that physical reaction? Did she have an underlying medical issue that she didn't know about? Or
I'm thinking poor reflexes at her age, but I could be wrong.
Well, if that's the case, yeah, you kind of you know when you're starting to slip. I mean, I'm not as sharp as I was 30 years ago. You know those things are happening, and I know I have to drive slower than I did when I was 25 because my reaction time is slightly slower. So
right.
Yeah,
but I mean, if she doesn't have like the ability to pay for an Uber, she may see driving as her only solution.
Yeah.
I mean, especially at her age. And I'm not trying to be dismissive of what she did wrong.
Yeah, but if it was an honest accident, accidents do happen. It doesn't mean I know I said earlier because I didn't know any of the circumstances. I was like, just throw him in jail. But if it was an honest accident and she really didn't do anything malicious, I can kind of see where the DA is coming from.
Right. And and to you guys' point, there's a difference between what somebody needs and what somebody wants. So every day I stream mostly every day I stream for about 2 hours, and then I go pick up my kids. And then after that, either myself or my wife goes over to my wife's grandparents' house because her grandfather had a stroke and he can't move around too much. And her grandmother just needs a lot of help, and she keeps trying to do too much, and she's got a little bit of dementia. So, we don't know if like the other day, she fell on her back and she couldn't get up, and she didn't call or tell anybody. But if we didn't go and check on her every day, how long was she going to lie there before somebody came and checked on her? So it takes a village, man. And it really reminds me of, when people, but then again, I went to the freaking grocery store the other day and she was at the grocery store. And I'm like, you shouldn't be, why you call me to go to the grocery store for you? You call, my wife to go to the grocery store. But there's a difference between what they need and what they want.
Yeah.
So
I
don't know, but
that was the thing I made clear with my grandmother was that, if you need to go somewhere, I will take you. It's not a problem.
Yeah. And this case is tough, right? Because somebody died. Somebody freaking died.
Yeah.
2 people got severely hurt. And judge is like, well, the way it is right now, it's just not going to happen. So it's tough. But again, somebody freaking died.
Long and hard. Is this, that's why I asked Ms. Is there some way I can accept this? Is there some benefit to the infraction?
And Your Honor, could I be heard for a moment?
Mr. Backus thinks there's a benefit because that would help him in his civil case. Is that what you were going to say, Mr. Backus?
No, absolutely not.
And that's Ms. Kelly. This is hold on,
that's,
counsel. Both. I'm the judge. Whether you like it or not, you're stuck with me as a judge. And believe me, again, I've been doing this long enough. There's attorneys that are glad I'm the judge, and there's attorneys that don't want to be stuck with me. But this is the nature of an imperfect system. So I really don't want Ms. Kelly and Mr. Backus to start talking over one another or arguing about this. But I will tell you, Ms. Kelly, that was something I had lined out when I was preparing for this. And I checked in with Mr. Backus specifically as attorney for the victim. And the way I framed it is there some true benefit or value to the agreement that I may be missing? For example, restitution, or I know, yeah, there can be a civil case, but I'm looking for a benefit to what I'm doing here. And I'm not persuaded based on this. I don't know what these troopers will say. I've had Ms. Wadehofer was appearing virtually until the last court appearance, but this is set for trial. I set a 2-day trial. There was a discussion of, to use kind of maybe an inartful term, there could be a battle of experts or different expert opinions. And that's what I've tried to do, is manage the case.
I saw the dad comments in there and I'm like, that just reminded me of something. However, let's take chow down real quick.
I want to chop chow down. Take chow down to Chinatown.
Attorneys try to get me to take sentence tips all the time.
I need to add some more funny into this
and
stream.
I generally say, well, I'm the one responsible for this. And yeah, it could result in a dismissal, but I'm the judge. I'm not the district attorney. I'm not the defense. I don't have information. And, I will be able to explain the decision that $100 fine is the very best I could impose. And I'm not comfortable with that disposition based on the information in the record I have. Again, there's no briefing, there's no filing, there's no facts other than what I've heard today. And I'm not going to change off the seat of my pants because attorneys want to argue about how they're seeing things.
Judge, may I ask just a brief question?
Yes.
Lynn's never going to Chinatown.
Never say never.
Honestly, I highly recommend it. In New York, Manhattan. It's Manhattan, right? Shit, I forgot which. I think it's
somewhere in New York, and San Francisco has one. I'm sure Chicago has one.
Yes, or in the Penguins movie, it's known as Dublin, Ireland. Oh wait, you guys probably don't watch kids movies like as much as I do.
No, I don't watch them at all.
That's what you get for having a 3 and 5-year-olds. I realized there's kind of there's the Tweaker Geographic, and then there's this channel, which is kind of similar.
Episode of White People.
Yeah, sorry about that. My wife called. I had to answer that call.
That shit a little hard as fuck. AR&R. All risk.
Did I miss anything good?
Oh, I think it's white people doing shit that you shouldn't do.
Episode of white people doing shit that shouldn't be done, but it looks pretty cool anyway.
That shit a little hard as fuck.
No chance I'd do that.
Hell no. Well,
no.
He's a professional white person. I was going to suggest a road trip for us.
That looked like something Jackass would do.
It's something Travis Pastrana would do, but I don't. Jackass would fall. Jackass would jump off of the gigantic freaking trampoline. Wixom, everybody's saying it. I don't think that's AI. I think that one's real, but it could be. I don't know. I think that one's real. I think that's real. Italian. Is there an Italian town? Little Italy. Yeah. What?
Take Chow to Italy Town.
Take it to Italy Town. Thanks, Lynn. Is there an Italian town? Oh yeah, Little Italy. No way in Chinatown I'm doing that. I would have done that in my early 20s. I would have done anything in my early 20s. And then one day I became afraid of heights, and then I stopped doing freaking everything. So that was weird how that happened all of a sudden. You chop
Me.
chop
I snuck one in.
chop chow down for the sake of Lynn.
I want to be ninja. I want to be ninja. I want to chop chow down. Take chow down to Chinatown.
Oh God, it's so freaking racist. It's funny as hell though.
It's funny. We can laugh at
Lynn's had it
stuff like
stuck in
that.
her head for what, 2 weeks? Oh yeah. That's what I keep.
Hey, I laugh at anything. You guys know how I roll.
Oh, I think I still have the beaver video. All right, let's get through this. Almost. I don't know if we need to go
Kelly,
through all of
what's the
it.
question?
What I'd ask in defense counsel, I haven't asked defense counsel this yet, but would the court be open to reading and hearing the information that the district attorney and defense counsel have in this case? In other words, do you have any preference of setting this over in order for us to provide you with the information, at least that we've been considering?
It's not appropriate for me to read that other than in the filing of a brief. But again,
You know what I realized? We need to re-record this because it always sounds like this.
Shut the fuck up, Nancy.
And I feel like just one of us could just redo that better.
Shut the fuck up, Nancy.
Was that a Police Insider video?
I don't remember what channel it was from, but it was a police officer that actually said that. And
Yeah, and
I
the-
use
and
it on
Nancy
my
was-
channel all the damn time.
Yeah, no, Nancy's got her own salute. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I remember the video. I remember the lady. I remember the video. I remember. I believe she was starting to take her freaking clothes off at one point. I don't
Yeah.
remember the channel though. Yeah, that was
I don't
a great
remember the
freaking
channel
body cam
either.
video.
Maybe Bill knows it because he was the one that ripped it for me. BK.
Oh yeah, whatever happened to that dude? Maybe he just doesn't like me anymore.
No, it's not that. It's not that. He's been having internet and computer issues. He's trying to get back as quick as he can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a new version of "Shut the Fuck Up, Nancy." What was the video? Oh, I have to get back to you. We got to find it. We'll find it between
Yeah,
the three of us.
I can picture it in my head. I just can't remember the channel.
Yeah, I can't either. I mean, I know that both of us showed it, Grammar. I know you showed it. I know I showed it. And that was when I said to Bill, I said, I need that soundbite.
Yeah, and I really Bill sent us both a bunch because I think you got this one.
Saying it, you may hear him. Down goes Frazier.
Down goes
Wait,
Frazier.
Do you have this one?
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
No, I don't have that one.
I got a bunch of good ones.
But
you know they don't want you to eat breakfast, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna eat breakfast.
I don't have a soundboard program, but what I do have is all of those sound bites on the desktop on my second monitor. So I just cue them up as necessary.
Gotcha. I found a YouTube channel that has a ton of them. So if I can find it, I'll send that to you guys. And you just got to download it from a MP4 to MP3. It's pretty easy. All right, let's get through back. Yeah, and there's tons. I mean, there's a bunch of different categories.
An infraction, just I mean, it just doesn't seem reasonable, no matter the age or the situation of the defendant. Again, I am not commenting. Okay, if the question is, do I want to read everything? No, it's not my role. So I've made my decision on the issue before me today, which is whether or not the court should accept an infraction.
Your Honor, could I just make a statement?
Yes, Mr. Backus. Backus.
Thank you, Your
counsel.
Honor. On behalf of the victims, we 100%, 1000% support your decision not to accept this plea. It is the right thing to do. It is the just thing to do. In my conversation with the district attorney, they were unwilling to explain any investigation that they've done. When I asked whether they had looked at any medical records, spoken to any experts, issued any subpoenas, done anything to investigate this fatality case before offering this, I was told they had not done those things, that they had one letter that they received from the defense counsel. They had not spoken with the physician who wrote the letter. They had not made any attempts to do anything. I offered, at least based upon the representations to me, I offered to be appointed as a special prosecutor, that I feel like I would be happy to take the case.
Okay. Well, that's
he asked to be appointed as a special prosecutor.
Rusty says the DA is pissed. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
I think that's her resting face.
Well, yeah, I mean they ruled against the plea deal, and I don't know a good judge that, if that charge was on the table, I don't know any judge that wouldn't reject that plea deal. But she could come back and say, we dismiss the charge, and there's nothing anybody could do about it. So
true,
that's probably,
but still the civil case would end up going through. But of course, I mean, I hate to say this, but it is pretty logical. The elderly woman that was in this accident, she's not gonna have to pay for it. Her heirs will.
Yeah.
Well, it's more likely that they'll probably max her insurance. But yeah, it could go that way too. It just depends. I mean, they've got 3 or 4 actual victims. I know they have 36 impact statements, but I don't know. I mean, a death is as high as the dollar value goes. So we'll see. I mean, I know Colorado, I think the minimum liability is like $250,000, and I guarantee she doesn't have that times 4. So we'll.
Yeah, and I mean, the sad part is, as well as I do, you can't put a dollar figure on a life.
No.
Yeah.
No, especially when you get the boss of the freaking this law firm involved.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't mean this disparagingly to him, but this is a big case for his firm. So of course he's going to step in, because this could be a lot of money for his firm.
True.
Yeah. Well, and he's got the DA directly involved. Yeah.
I suggested that the case be.
But him saying, I requested to be a special prosecutor. Okay. You kind of have a stake in this. So it's not really much of an offer.
Yeah. I don't know how that, but I mean, technically, I don't know how that would work, right? Because there's a conflict of interest, but technically in this direct case, there's not, right? In the criminal case, there's not. So it would be interesting, and I think what he's trying to say is we could probably prove the elements of the crime that she can't. But then again, his conflict of interest is going to come out in appeals court and in the lawsuit. So, but I like how he's trying to push for more.
And in civil cases, the burden of proof, he just has to prove 50% plus a tiny little bit. In criminal case, they've got to prove it 100%, no reasonable doubt whatsoever. So the standard is a lot lower in civil court.
Yeah, that's
Don't
true.
go, Sally.
Sally's gonna say I'm talking too much. It's okay.
Or I'm talking too much.
Throw it on me, Sally. Throw it on me.
I mean, I was gonna say on my channel, go ahead and say something rude. We don't care. I don't know how grammar school feels about that, but
Sally can't hurt my feelings. I like feedback. This is a different, this. Sometimes I get up here and I just feel like I'm playing videos. Today I didn't feel like just playing videos today. All right, let's see.
Oh, I see.
I
see how it is, Sally. Yeah, Sally says she'll stay for Leslie, but not for us.
well, you never know. She might like looking at my ugly mug.
She's got a great freaking screen name, by the way.
The prosecutors on the case, I did not believe that the prosecutor assigned was being unbiased in his approach to looking at this. And I reiterated directly to the district attorney, who I had to reach out to. This district attorney did not reach out to the victims. I reached out.
That is a lie, Mr. Bacchus. That is a lie.
Okay. Well, now, there we go. We're done.
Yep.
Ms. Kelly, I'll remind you, I brought this up a couple times recently to council in open court. There's a civility order in this district. The use of the term liar, it's unacceptable from witnesses. What? It's certainly unacceptable from officers of the court. I'm going to take this down a notch. What? This is an infraction. I understand it. And everyone is raising big picture issues, which if I don't accept this, it may mean the state dismisses the case. I hear that. But I'm going to not accept it because I've thought and I've tossed and turned about if I accept it, that's what 32 of these 33 statements say. It's almost like a slap in the face to who this person was. The depth and breadth of these statements. I mean, I am not blessed with this kind of family, but I'm not going off of emotion for who this person is. I'm
1-8. What does that mean? Means you are higher than twice the legal limit.
Twice in legal minute?
As I said, no restitution, no public service, no probation, no restorative justice or mediation. A similarly situated case, which I didn't impose jail, but at least the court did something to stay in its lane and do its purpose of considering what's important in terms of what is fair. No more, counsel.
Thank you, Judge. I want to make the record clear that we are in full compliance with the Victims' Rights Act. We have been from day one. Second,
yes, and the court will note, hold on, Ms. Kelly, may I please I will make that record. That's an inappropriate statement from Mr. Bacchus. And Mr. Bacchus, I will tell you, I can show you by video WebEx. I have a brain that works a certain way. I have a grid, and I have gone through these 33 Victims' Rights Act statements. Now, there's some confusion by Ms. Mendoza. She thinks the court wants everyone, and she was actually, that's part of the anger. How can the court expect this? I actually accept it. I understand it 110%. Someone wrote in here, what would you, for me to think about my family? I can't do that. That's improper for a judge to do it, but I get it. And so, Mr. Bacchus, the Victims' Rights Act, there's compliance. Because I'm reading all these statements and I've been reviewing them and I've been electronically sending them to Mr. Dieters, Mr. Barnett, and I believe also you. So that's what set Ms. Kelly off. I'm not condoning her response, but I understand why she had that response because that was a bridge too far. Mr. Aguirre, let me start with you. Are you there? Could you hear the proceedings?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you want to make any statements on the record?
Your Honor, my name is Isai Aguirre, and I am here today as a husband who lost his wife and as a father of 4 children who were in.
I don't know if I want to go through the. Okay, so they're going to do. Okay, so they have written victim impacts. And if I were to publish this individually, which I would never do because it's already been published by Zach, I would probably include all those. But
what happened after I entered it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna call it good there for the trial, for the court case.
We pretty much know how the judge is going to rule. So
yeah, I mean, he already said he's rejecting the plea, and then I don't know. They're doing victim impact statements, but it sounds like. I don't know why they wouldn't wait till adjudication to do that unless they just the judge wanted them to. How often do we see victims impact statements at a pretrial hearing? I don't know. That's just.
I guess it was supposed to be the sentencing, because he was supposed to be accepting the plea deal or not.
Right, but he got rejected. So I don't know.
mean, the only time I've had a victim impact statement read was one that I wrote, and that didn't end well for the accused, shall we say. But yeah, I mean, as someone that has lost a spouse, of course it was different circumstances, but I feel for that man that had that the very last line before you cut it off, and I don't blame you, by the way. I can completely relate with the man, especially since it, the first time was with a cancer, and it almost happened the second time due to a car accident. So yeah.
Okay, so I guess it probably makes sense at any point in time. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I'll try to find more on this case too. I'm just trying to find the details of the accident, and maybe I need to go back to the beginning of the video and get the case number.
Yeah, please do. I am actually, kind of interested here.
I'll forget it tomorrow though.
That's I went into have people remind me things.
I'll put it in my calendar and then forget to look at my calendar. That's usually what happens to me.
I can relate.
I went into a 7-Eleven the other day, and this guy was working there, and he said he was trying to justify why he worked at 7-Eleven. I'm like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah,
he's
it's
like,
a job.
I just moved here from
exactly.
I want to say it was like I want to say it was like Nairobi or oh man, I forgot. It was a Central African country. And he's like, I've heard of all these stories about people coming over to the US with like $500 and they end up owning a 7-Eleven. So he's like, I'm going to work at 7-Eleven, then I'm going to own a 7-Eleven. I'm like, cool, man. Let me know how that goes for you. But then I started like paying attention to that when I went to other 7-Elevens. And I'm like, I need to make a story on this. So then I started asking 7-Eleven owners, like, how did you acquire your franchise? And they were like giving me answers. And one of them directed me to the website. So if you go to, if you type in your Google search, like, how do I own a 7-Eleven franchise? Something pops up on the first screen. It basically says that you need a minimum liquidity of $100,000 and you are willing and able to focus on a full-time basis. You click those 2 boxes and then it gives you more information. So I'm like, this is what I've been doing in my spare time, by the way, is I try to figure out the 7-Eleven riddle. So
wait a minute. How do you have spare time? I haven't had spare time in like 5 years.
You're right. I have no spare time, but I do have time to go to 7-Eleven because I freaking always go to 7-Eleven. And so I started asking him, but I'm like, fuck, I want to own a 7-Eleven. Like, I was like, that's good business, and it's recession proof. So I went back and I talked to that guy, and I'm like, okay, have you figured out? He's like, I think so. He's like, I think so, but now I have to figure out how to get in the family. So if you look at those minimum qualifications, it says minimum liquidity of $100,000, which nobody ever has, right? Coming over to the U.S. with $500, because I wouldn't say that they're coming over to the U.S. with $500 if they had $100,000. What does yours say? Yeah, and then there's a bunch of different answers and videos, but like on their website, right, is where I'm getting that first information. So then I find out there are these communities of potential franchisees, and they basically go work at one of a handful of 7-Elevens on a full-time basis at a lower rate to kind of prove their way. And they're usually family members, but then if they get in with the people, then there's like a bucket of cash these 7-Eleven owners have, where instead of paying 7-Eleven $100,000, you're going to pay them like $25,000, $35,000, $40,000, right? Depending on how that deal works out. And then you're going to give them a substantial amount of your profits for 3 to 10 years, whatever it is.
Indenture servitude.
It kind of seems like that, right? But then all these people end up with their own freaking 7-Elevens, and then if there's not enough 7-Elevens to own, they will build one for you. So anyway, I'm putting a story together just because I think it's funny as hell that it actually came true. And I noticed that everybody knows everybody except for, I go to this one 7-Eleven and I ask them questions. I'm like, how do I own a 7-Eleven? They're like, I don't, they go on our website. I'm like, but that's not the same answer everybody else is giving me. They're like, we're a corporate store. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So I guess there's still some 7-Eleven corporate stores. They're just not in on it.
Yeah, McDonald's has the same kind of setup. They have some corporate locations, but most of them are franchise.
Yeah, and apparently Subway's got the same kind of thing.
I was going to say either that or they're not willing to let in outsiders.
Well, that's what I think is like, if I were to try to own a 7-Eleven, I think I'm going to have a much more difficult time without that $100,000 than I think it's hard to get in that bubble is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 7-Eleven. It's like my favorite store. Well, Shields is pretty sweet too, but one of the two.
Well, years ago, I looked into doing a Blimpie franchise. I was like, I worked in restaurants. I could do that. And I looked into it. And the more I thought about it, I was like, well, I think there's a reason. I used to have like 4 or 5 Blimpies near me, like 25 years ago. One by one, they all closed down. And I started thinking, I don't think they were all poorly run. I think there's a reason they went out of business in this area. It's probably a bad investment.
It could.
Yeah, we have we have Rofo and Wawa near us. I mean, there is one 7-Eleven, but it's in an area that you're not going to catch me there after dark. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, I got you. We used to have a franchise called Come and Go, spelled K-U-M. And it just got bought out by another one called Maverick. And Maverick apparently is buying up gas stations all over the country, but Come and Go was freaking awesome. And they had some good swag too.
Right next to In-N-Out.
And we did have a lot of Come and Goes next to In-N-Outs. When In-N-Out first came to Colorado, which was not that long ago, the first one I saw was right next to a freaking Come and Go.
One thing I will say about Wawa is that they do give the employees shareholding to own part of that location. So that's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, the kind of like the mutual company model, like Shields is one of those. Yeah, I would never own a Buc-ee's. Those look big and expensive. Buc-ee's are great. Do you guys have a Buc-ee's?
I don't think they have them in Georgia. I think in Florida, maybe.
I was going to say they're a lot further down south from where I'm at.
We just got one in northern Colorado. Buc-ee's is like a mixture between a Walmart and a regular convenience store mixed with a... I don't freaking know. I don't know how to explain, but you kind of have to Google it. But Buc-ee's is always freaking crowded. It's got good pricing though, but I don't know. I don't know about Buc-ee's.
It's like our quick trips around here. First thing in the morning, everybody who's going to work, everyone who works construction is in a quick trip. They're in there buying coffee, buying lotto tickets. Place is just jam packed.
Yeah, Buc-ee's is huge. I mean, it's freaking ginormous.
Yeah, I do have some Buc-ee's merch because Katina's co-worker and our friend Susan, the one that's given us 2 cats. Not like I have enough, but she her husband lives down in Florida, so she goes to visit him occasionally, and she always brings us back Buc-ee's merch. But I've never been to one.
Well, stop at one when you go to one. I've never been to a Wawa, but those look like they look like a convenience store to me.
Well, they are, but they're like for lack of a better term, they're a bougie convenience store.
So like Maverick. like
I
Maverick.
guess I don't know what Maverick is, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, a little nicer than average. You know, twice as nice as like a 7-Eleven. 3 times. 4 times,
and I'll tell you what, the mac and cheese that Wawa has is like really actually pretty good.
Well, that's the one thing about Buc-ee's is they've got these sandwiches,
but damn good.
Yeah, and that's the other thing about Buc-ee's. The pricing's good too. So I don't know. Maybe it is worth it now that I think about it. Other than the freaking crowds, I hate crowds.
Yeah, you and me both.
Crowds.
Let's
or
do
crowds?
a crowd. CROWD
With a D. Okay. Whoa, that's
I don't like going out and peopling. For anybody,
I don't like people
know that already.
Their mascot is a beaver, though.
My team first told you last night hundreds of...
Forgot I got this one. I meant to play this one yesterday.
Drivers have been arrested for DUI by the state's top cop, a moniker given to the member of law enforcement who's...
Oh, shit. I should mention ABC 7I team in... I forgot what
that's made the most deep.
What?
I think it said investigates. I'm trying to read the tiny print under I-team.
I'm just wondering what state this is out of.
I want to say Illinois.
It says Illinois there.
Arrests in the state. But in court records, attorneys have accused the top cop of fabricating evidence and violating drivers' civil rights. Drivers like Sherrard Holland.
Doing a favor
for
mine.
As the sun rose on the morning of June 2nd, 2024, local restaurant executive Sherrard Holland says he was confused when he saw the police lights.
I pulled you over because you swerved.
The son of a Chicago police officer, Holland says he was the designated driver for a coworker after working overnight when he was pulled over by Illinois State Police Trooper Kevin Bradley. After speaking with Holland, Trooper Bradley wrote in his report he could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage emitting from the vehicle.
We're gonna relocate.
Suspecting DUI, Bradley asked Holland to continue driving down the road to a gas station. There, Bradley accused Holland of driving drunk. When
if you think somebody's DUI, you're not going to follow for 5 blocks to a freaking gas station.
Right?
Yeah, turn it off. Give me the keys.
Right?
Now I'm curious what gas station it is after that last conversation. They got a Dunkin' in it.
Yeah, I don't know what Illinois has. I'm trying to look for signs.
Guarantee they have 7-Eleven.
Holland calmly refused.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Hang on your back. For what reason? Be under arrest for driving under the influence.
In this dashboard camera footage, you can
He
see
knows
the
it's
trooper
bullshit.
searching through Holland's things before his car was impounded. Later that day, when Holland needed his MacBook, he noticed it wasn't on his inventory slip. He says he assumed it must be with his car at the tow yard.
I decided to ping my MacBook, which was missing, and it pinged to an address.
Using Apple's Find My feature, Holland says his MacBook pinged at a Tinley Park home instead.
When you got to the door, what happened?
Well, I was met by him.
Him was Trooper Bradley.
He denied it and began to argue with me, and I decided to call the police.
This is a recording of that call.
I have an iMac that was stolen last night.
And what did they say when you confronted them? Okay.
My iPad. How else would I find your address?
And once I called the police, he requested that I hang the phone up.
I'll hang up.
This cell phone video picks up shortly after that 911 call, recorded by Holland's wife, who was waiting in his car. You can see the trooper walk out and hand Holland his MacBook. The trooper even opens his garage door to show Holland his state police vehicle.
It was a very traumatic interaction with him.
A Tinley Park dispatcher eventually called Holland back.
Is everything okay? You're fine?
Yeah, he's a police officer. For some reason, he took my MacBook home.
For some reason.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
You probably want to speak to a supervisor over there.
That's what Holland did. He filed a complaint with the Illinois State Police, and the I-Team obtained a copy of the state's internal investigation. According to the findings, investigators determined Trooper Bradley never reported this interaction with Holland to his supervisors, nor did he make note of it in his reports. According to a transcript of an interview with internal investigators, when Bradley was asked why he took the laptop, he said he was doing Holland a favor. I kept it for his courtesy, like I said with his phone, key, and wallet. It's my mistake. I forgot to give him his stuff back, and he tracked it. The report states investigators determined Bradley had violated state police policies, and he was suspended for 1 day.
1 day.
Wow. And I'm outraged.
Brendan Brown is Holland's attorney.
What if he didn't have to Find My iPhone application?
After months of court hearings for the DUI charges,
The most rewarding thing for me was receiving a not guilty verdict.
a bench trial found Holland not guilty. He's now suing the state and Trooper Bradley. Bradley did not respond to the I-Team's repeated requests for comment, but in court filings, attorneys representing the state and Bradley have argued Holland's lawsuit should be dismissed, as the trooper has sovereign immunity as a member of law enforcement.
No, he doesn't.
And that it was a lawful traffic stop.
He's talking about
other people like Sherrod who maybe couldn't afford a lawyer, and maybe they pled guilty,
qualified immunity,
or maybe they were found guilty, and perhaps their conduct didn't actually match what was alleged.
A spokesperson for the agency said ISP has strong oversight of all officers and addresses any discrepancies or complaints when they are identified.
If you're arrested for a DUI, this case is as serious as any case. It can have life-changing experiences. It's devastating. And if you're innocent, that's something that stays with you.
For every DUI arrest made, state police troopers must appear in court, and attorneys tell the I-Team that has led to a staggering amount of overtime for Trooper Bradley. In 2024, state records show Bradley nearly tripled his salary, earning nearly $250,000 in 1 year. That's more than the Illinois State Police director. A spokesperson for state police told the I-Team Bradley is currently on medical leave after suffering injuries from an accident while he was working.
Yeah, okay. I also want to say that that's at least, and I don't remember the exact wording of each constitutional amendment, but I know for a fact that that one was at the very least a violation of the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah. Not sovereign immunity, qualified immunity, that doesn't apply to him stealing a laptop. That's not part of his official duties. He can't get sued for the traffic stop, but some of the actions that he took that aren't part of his lawful duties as a police officer, those aren't covered.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
I would like,
and you're right, John. It is the Fourth. Yeah, no, I mean he's got, but they're going to start there, and then they file a 1983 lawsuit. It goes to federal court. And the judge has to determine if he's got sovereign immunity or qualified immunity. Then it comes back down to civil court for the actual law. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. But they were hoping, well, I should say that that officer was hoping that that dude couldn't afford a good attorney and that he would just up and get away with it.
Right. Well, a lot of civil rights attorneys, they don't need to be on a retainer. They'll take a percentage if they think the case is worth it. So
true.
When I've seen a few years ago, they had a big investigation in New Mexico where they were falsely arresting people for DUI, and in Tennessee, I think last year, a bunch of people they found out there were a bunch of officers, and now we got Illinois.
Yeah, Tennessee had what 2,500 false DUI arrests over like a 7 or 8 year period.
Yeah,
yeah, I
and
heard
New Mexico
about
had
that.
Yeah, New Mexico actually had two different things going on. They had some officers that were falsely arresting people for DUI, and then they had other officers who were throwing cases and getting kickbacks from defense attorneys. So that they'd be found not guilty of DUI, and the officer would get a kickback for blowing the case.
Oh, yes. Oh, and they were referring to the same attorney. Yep. I remember that one. And Phoenix had something similar too, and Phoenix had federal oversight for like a few years.
And there was a New Mexico state trooper I've seen probably 24 of his DUI arrests on body cam, and I recognized his voice. And then when they showed his picture in a news story, I was like, wait a minute, I know that guy. I've seen a bunch of his arrests. I think it's actually in that clip that the twice the legal minute. That sounds like his voice.
Twice the legal minute.
I think that state trooper I think he is one of the people who got brought up on charges.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, we're gonna get his body cam the whole time.
Yeah, he talks with kind of he kind of talks with a stutter. I forgot what his name is.
Yeah, I'll come back to it. So I gotta go look at a house.
I've seen Baltimore City police who I trust about as far as I could throw off my vehicle. Actually, their body cams caught them planting evidence on people. That was a major scandal when it came out. Thankfully,
the Baltimore one.
As far as I know, those officers were actually charged. So
the Baltimore, the Baltimore one almost completely changed the direction of this channel. I remember that one so well. There was 56. He was caught, there's 56 cases thrown out because he was planting drugs on people. Yes, it was. Was the one. It was one cop.
That was part of a special detachment, if I remember correctly.
It's not like there are no drugs in Baltimore. It's not like you're not going to be able to find people legitimately. I mean, what does he have to plant drugs for?
True story. I mean, I'm not going to lie about it, but they really don't need to do that kind of stuff.
Right. That's what I mean. There are plenty of actual criminals. You don't need to plant things on criminals.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's planting stuff on non-criminals, and his own body cam caught him. Like you could, there's a couple of videos where it saw a Cupth in his hand, and then I think he got charged for like 3 to 5 cases, but because he had something like 56 cases that involved drug possession, they all got thrown out. Yeah, it was that sounds
about right. That sounds about right.
I remember that one very, very well.
Of course, my favorite one was the mother that showed up when her son was getting yoked up for causing a disturbance, and she about beat his ass right in front of the cop. It was hilarious.
I like when the parents don't defend their kid when they're doing something wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you on that one. Okay, I gotta get going. My wife's calling, and I got somewhere I gotta go before too awful long. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah, I should probably eat.
Again, Grammar, thank you for having me. Legal Fiction, it's great to see you as always.
Yes,
absolutely. I really enjoyed this, and I hope we can do this more often.
Yeah, definitely. Good to see you, John. Who should we raid?
let's see, Biggin just started. I don't know who else goes on, because for the last year, I just don't watch streams from like 6 to like 7 or 8. I know Colin goes on at 7 tonight, but I usually just take a break from watching YouTube. So I have no idea who's going on. Let's see.
Well, you can't raid members only, and that's what I got going on tonight. I'm just not quite sure exactly what time.
Gotcha. Okay, you're going on tonight. What time again?
Myself, I don't know yet. I still don't know.
Okay.
I want to try to make sure that everybody else is cleared off of the board.
Well, make sure you guys check out John's channel if you haven't already. Stewart's, aka Legal Fiction, aka Peyton Manning. I have to do it, man. You really do look like him.
Really? My nose isn't that big. It's never been broken.
Oh, dude, it's the yeah.
Yeah, the only thing the only people
I just can't call you Stewart though.
Yeah, it still feels weird when people call me that in chats, because I've been legal for 3 or 4 years now. So
right,
it still feels weird. I'm like, how did they know my name? Oh, that's right, I started a channel. That's how they know my name. I told everybody.
Hey, don't sweat it, man. You'll get used to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been my name for almost 50 years, so I should be used to it. But
yeah,
on YouTube, I've been Legal Fiction for 3 or 4 years.
Right. I get you. I mean, you know, most people on the internet know me as Iggy, but because I started doing this YouTube thing, everybody now knows me as John. So, you know, it is what it is.
Well, and even if I found out Grammar's actual real
Grammar
name.
School, thank you for hosting us. I dearly do appreciate it. And to the moderators that are kicking our channels up there, thank you very much as well.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Cool, man. It was good to see you. Legal, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, even if I knew your real name, I'd still call you Grammar. It's like KDZ and KFAR. I know their real names, but they're KDZ and KFAR. I can't call them by their actual name. It might be some variation of that.
Well, KFAR said his name a few times on this channel.
He
I'm
has,
not saying a word.
I still call him KFAR, and I'll still call her KDZ if I ever met her in person. Which someday maybe we'll meet in person. I think we only live like at 45 minutes or an hour apart from each other.
Damn. Trying to find an exit song. Cool deal. Well,
Okay,
you guys, thank you so much.
I gotta go ahead and split.
Yep.
But
Yep.
again,
See it.
thank you guys, and I'll see y'all later.
Right on.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
Have a good one. I'm trying to make. I don't remember which songs have cussing in them or not. Let's try. Oh crap. Whatever. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. It looks like a bunch of you guys already left. Dicks. No, I'm just kidding.
That same thing happens to mine. They slowly come in, slowly leave.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on whether or not I'm streaming tomorrow. I have a couple more doctor's appointments. I don't remember. I know I have one tomorrow. I just don't remember when it is. So I'll let you guys know. I gotta go. Thanks again, Legal Fiction.
Oh, yes,
And
anytime.
thank you for the super chats and the membership milestones. I think I clicked on one, but I didn't. Did I click on? I feel like I clicked on one, but I didn't say anything. It was I feel like I think I got better. Maybe I did get them all. If I missed you, I didn't mean to. And if I did miss one, it was this one. But no, I think I got you, Beverly. Okay. Cool. See you tomorrow.
Right on.
Mods, most importantly, thank you. And that includes you too. Thank you. I'm like, I'm forgetting something. This is the hardest part for me, is just leaving.
Yeah. I need to get an outro so I don't have to ramble and come up with something clever.
Yeah, like the
Oh Lord, he's rolling. Go again. Got a pony ponytail, greasy like his sin. Slinging pies and slurs from his beat-up van. Bounty hunter outlaw, what a master plan. But the law ain't blind, no, the law don't care. They caught him trespassing at the Super 8 land. He's a fat pizza guy. Oh my. Can't use a slice to pay his bail. He can't even try. He's a racist. He's a fool. Ponytail in the door must go. Goodbye, yeah. He claims he's the hunter, but the hunted he became. Rents in every state, boy, he's got no shame. Cops on his tail like cheese on crust. Grammar school's got him now. Oh Lord, what a buzz. Hallelujah. Sing it loud. The Super 8's got peace now. No riff-raff crowd. The dough's gone stale, the ponytail too. And that racist fat pizza guy is finally through. He's a fat pizza